Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. So today, we got a hell of a show in store for you guys, right? A hell of a show in store for you guys. We're going to be talking about Caitlin Clark. Now, funny enough, this particular show was like a last minute show. We had already kind of prepared the content that we wanted to go with today, and then it was like a last minute thing. I came across this story, and I was like, okay, this would be something interesting to touch on. As you guys know, Caitlin Clark is out there breaking records left and right, quite literally. She set an attendance record this year for over 500,000 people have come to games, both away and home games, to watch her play live. That is a record for the WNBA. And it's not just like they're coming based off of hype. When they get there, they're actually watching a WNBA player that can actually play basketball. Like, she's actually very, very good, and she's getting even better. Right? She's getting even better. So Caitlin Clark is something like we've never seen anything like her. She's a phenomenon. Onto herself, she is. Because at no point before in history did we ever spend this much time talking about the WNBA. At no point ever did we ever spend that amount of time doing that. So what happened? This afternoon, I was going through the internet and I came across a pretty interesting soundbite via fadeawayworld.net. And they had the following headline, and I thought it was an interesting one. It says, Basketball Hall of Famer compares Caitlin Clark to Michael Jordan. And I was like, wait, what? Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan. Now, what do we know about Jordan? Jordan was he was a phenomenon. Because Jordan became bigger than basketball. He became bigger than life, actually. Because when Jordan came into the NBA, you had Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, who saved the league. They quite literally did save the NBA with that Boston Celtics, Los Angeles Lakers rivalry. They did. And then on top of the fact, these were great players. It wasn't like players that had a rivalry that were not winning championship. No, these guys were facing each other in the NBA finals and they were winning championships. Both Magic, both Larry Bird, right? But then MJ came onto the scene, and he took the sport to a totally different stratosphere. And as a matter of fact, the NBA has not reached those heights in terms of popularity since Michael Jordan has retired. The 1998 Game 6 Chicago Bulls Finals game against the Utah Jazz is still the most viewed NBA Finals game ever, with over 33 million viewers. That's Michael Jordan. So he brought in the eyeballs. He basically created the sneaker market. And now, today, Jordans outsell LeBron, KD, and Stephen Curry combined. And the guy hasn't bounced a basketball in 20 years. That's the effect MJ had on the NBA and NBA fans all over the world. All over the world, everybody wanted to be like Mike. He made even rocking a baldy a popular thing. That's the Michael Jordan effect. And then we look at what Caitlin Clark is doing. And some people like Nancy Lieberman are saying that she thinks she's having an impact similar, a similar impact that Michael Jordan had on the on the NBA. Like the way she's having on the WNBA. And she believes that she's going to do for the WNBA what Michael Jordan, did for the NBA. And really, these are the comments that we want to get into. But before we even get into what she had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, GameTime. With only 4 months left in 2024, I'm really looking forward to making memories with my family and attending different games and concerts and theater shows this year. And so when it comes time to finding the most affordable tickets for these shows and events, I love using GameTime. GameTime is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. GameTime already analyzes thousands of tickets for all of your favorite events near your location and finds you the best possible deal so you don't have to. For example, I'm looking forward to this upcoming concert at Madison Square Garden of one of my favorite composers, Hans Zimmer. Here, I can select the all-in price to see the total ticket price up front. no hidden fees. And now I can sort through the best possible deals I can find. I can choose the cheapest deals, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. And if you're like me and always make plans at the last minute, you can grab tickets up to 90 minutes after the event has started. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is we want to play her comments, and then we want to react to what some people had to say about what she had to say, and then we're going to really get into the show. Take a listen to what she had to say here.
You know, when I walked in here before the game, there were just hundreds of fans lined up.
Oh, yeah.
What Caitlin Clark has done for the game is generational, and I just, as a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to you, Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely.
For just lifting our game up, you and so many great players. But what you're doing, you're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day, like Tiger did, like Michael Jordan did. And we shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her.
So you heard what she had to say. I'm going to read some of what people said in response to what she said. One person said, "Thank you, Caitlin Clark. I honestly would not watch the WNBA without you. Now I want to see my nieces. Now I want my nieces to see you play to inspire them." We continue on. "Caitlin has forever changed the landscape of the WNBA." Hall of Famer Nancy Lieberman perfectly summed up Caitlin Clark's transformative impact on the league. "They tried to sell the idea she wasn't good enough for the Olympics team. How sad that take looks today." Her praise for Caitlin Clark was really nice. Also, I would love for her to do more commentary as she shared her knowledge of the game to the audience. "I was learning a lot about basketball the entire time. She was great." And this person added, I'll read two more comments. One person said, "Amen. Finally, an all-time great, giving credit where it belongs." And then somebody tagged swoops to that one. And I'll read one more. "Obviously, Nancy knows ball." And then one final person said, "A good thing for the WNBA." So what do? We tried to make this show as scientific as possible. So we decided to put up a poll on the channel, right? And I urge you guys watching the show to go vote on this poll if you haven't. So we put up a poll about 51 minutes ago. By the time the show comes out, there's going to be thousands of voters. But in the 51 minutes, 1,300 people have voted on this poll. And what's the question that we posed to the audience? We said, is Caitlin Clark to the WNBA what MJ was to the NBA in terms of popularizing the sport? Out of 1,300 voters, 60% said yes, 40% said no. Let me read through some of the comments. One person said, "She's more like Magic and Bird saving their league." Another person said, "MJ made the NBA a worldwide phenomenon. He filled up stadiums. He wasn't even in just so they could watch him play on a big screen. Caitlin has elevated the WNBA from empty high school stadiums and fills up college stadiums. There are levels to this, man." So he's saying she had an impact, but not obviously not on Jordan's level. We get that. I think another person said, "I think it's a mix of MJ and then the Bird and Magic rivalry." Another person said, "Not MJ, she's the female Sir Wardell." I think he's referring to Stephen Curry there. And then some other people, one other person said something like that. "Meteoric is an understatement to what her presence is doing." And one final person said, "WNBA doing a great job with this storyline. Give that lady the highest paid salary." So you heard what some of our audience members had to say. Some people believe that, or the majority of the people believe that she's having a similar impact to that of Michael Jordan. Here are the facts. Look, she's setting attendance records, as I said before. And what's going to happen is that she's going to make a lot of people some money. A lot of people, a lot of money. Essentially what Nancy Lieberman said. She's going to turn a lot of those players into millionaires. And for that reason alone, everybody should be praising her. Okay, let me look at it from this standpoint. If I'm a WNBA player and I want to get paid, why would I care if, oh, well, that person deserves it? Who cares? It's floating all boats. Everybody is benefiting by her presence. So why would you care? She's making everybody more money. She's making the league more popular, and she's going to make more money for people in the future. So why would there be any resistance towards her? And it's now to the point where you have WNBA legends coming out there saying that, which means that she's hearing all of the chatter and the noise. And I gotta say this. I must say this. I'm going to say this. A lot of the pushback, ironically, is coming from women within her own sport. Think of the irony of it. Think of the irony of it. Here you are, lamenting the fact that we don't make enough money, there's not enough support, and not enough people go to the games, blah, 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 blah. Then you have a young lady come along as a rookie that not only brings female eyeballs to the game, she also brings men to the game, to the point where now men are bigger advocates for Caitlin Clark than the women themselves. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. It's unreal to me. So to me, look, I think Nancy Lynn Bruno is 100% correct. They need to stop hating on her. She is going to have an effect similar to MJ and all of that. It's going to happen. It is absolutely going to remove Michael Jordan from the NBA and look and let's just figure out what the NBA would be today. Let's just figure it out. And you can ask, you can pose the same thing. Remove Tiger Woods. Remove all of. What is it going to be? If you start seeing them, I think the last NBA deal that we NBA was the TV deal that we went over. I think $77 billion deal. We went over it, and I believe there was some provisions for the WNBA within that. I don't remember it because we did it over a month ago, but there was some provisions for the WNBA. You think she doesn't have her? Not saying that she's the only one. No. And Angel Reese and others are playing their role. Is she the greatest NBA player ever? No one is saying that. But in terms of the effect that she's having on sports fans around the world, you can't deny it. You cannot deny it. So this is why I stand on it. What I want to know from the audience, what do you think about our analysis? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.